she was really inspirational because she refused to move. She didn't move. She was willing to risk everything for the Palestinian people because she knew that indeed none of us are free if they are not free.
So let me tell you the story of a gory glory, one grand last stand in the land of holy. Rachel gave her life defending native rights, and we will never see her legacy die. When the planes hit the towers on 9/11, she knew that her personal war had begun. She sought to stop terror where it may be, and her eyes turned towards Washington, D.C. and to the army of Israel, the IDF, exhaling death with each breath till there's nothing left. They kill, catch, and cripple women, children, and men, whose only crime is that they're Palestinian. See, Rachel learned about Rafah, the forgotten town, with ISM, the only internationals around. The world's fourth strongest power hides our eyes from it all, while they create a prison state with guard towers and walls. It's the most impoverished place in all of Palestine, and it's the site where the most folks fight and die. It's one of the poorest and most deadly cities in the world. No tourist trap for ordinary college girl. She thought her western white privilege could do some good, as could other caring people in her neighborhood. So she sought to set up a relationship, an only sister city project in the Gaza Strip. So at the tip of January, she said her goodbyes and hit the skies for the land of scary dies and cries. And when her plane hit the ground, the word got around that Raja, the blonde American, was in town. She found a fondness for the people and they cherished her so, a white flower in the desert budding peace and hope. Her light-hearted spirit was a breath of fresh air in this war zone full of poverty and despair. The children were her favorite and she tried to play a game of football on the pavement almost every day. When she wasn't off protecting workers, fixing wells, or networking and connecting NGOs, I could tell her initiative and organizing skills were ample. She's the best kind of leader. She led by example. I'll never forget her dedication and commitment to solidarity and the spirit of resistance. It was this firm stance that opened the door to her final dance, opposing hatred and war. Her final dance that rocked me to my core. On the 16th of March, she marched to the field to lessen demolition with our bodies as shields. Yeah, we took on Goliath, but instead of stones, we had fluorescent orange jackets and a megaphone. Our known passports projected and our pale white skin. We thought we were protected from racist violence, but Rachel was the first to prove that we were wrong when she knelt in her pew to sing her final song. When she raised her voice and sang her final song, protecting the home of Dr. Samir, the family of whom she'd grown to hold dear. Well, she couldn't let the dozer crush their hopes and dreams, so she pleaded with the soldier, go home please, just disobey your commander and just leave the people be. For if you remain, you're gonna have to deal with me. I plead, my words you'll heed, and I won't concede till you recede. I won't leave till this family is freed, and I won't concede till you recede. And she didn't see, but neither did he. As the dozer came closer, she climbed the mound. I met the soldier at his shoulders for a final showdown, and too terrified to join her, I raised my lens, and now these few famous photos document the event. She centered into his eyes, but he continued to drive and pushed her down into the ground till she was drowned in her sight. Found the favorite of our band, wholly crushed by holy land, wholly crushed by holy land, and I can still see her hand sticking out of the sand. I still reach for her hand extending out of the sand. The man had seen her there pleading, but he didn't see a human being, a life to be valued with true compassion and feeling. She was concealing terrorists in his twisted mind frame, but somehow he missed he was doing the same. He's gotta do what he's told and turn his heart hard and cold. He's been required to kill since 18 years old. He too's a victim of oppression from religion and war. No excuse for his aggression, but a reason for his duty was to drive a diesel death machine with the treads of terror and the blade of pain, and calibrated by hatred and fueled by fear, with the blend of blood and money that oils the gears. Made here, American supply, designed and died free, modified for the Israeli military machine. The Caterpillar Corporation's a nation's biggest fan. They make a killing off of filming the destruction of man. It was a caterpillar killer that killed her. They made the caterpillar killer. He made the caterpillar killer that killed her. It was a caterpillar that killed her. as her song was censored and her dance denied. We waved and raved, she's underneath, we cried, but he threw it in reverse and cursed her again, dragging the blade over serrated skin. And torn inside and horrified, we rushed to her side and tried to keep her alive till more help could arrive. And the EMTs were an all too experienced crew. They rushed her to the hospital, but what the hell could they do? Her spine was snapped and her chest was smashed. Her skull was cracked and her lungs had collapsed, far surpassed what the understocked doctors could fix. They said Allah yarhamha at 6:20. They wheeled her out a white sheet shading her head. It's over, my comrade Mohammed said. I couldn't believe it and I cried to his chest. I still can't conceive her soul is really at rest. No, I still can't conceive her soul is really at rest. But we had services and ceremonies, demonstrations. We did hundreds of interviews and presentations. The world was aware of the vicious attack, just as Bush and Blair began bombing Iraq. But no distraction, the world rose up and took action. And at anti-war demos we honored her memory, inspired by her fire now forever burning in me. Yeah, Rachel's dedication made the nations fight war, and more have come to Rafah than have ever before. And ISM recruits have gone through the roof, as so many pro-freedom and pro-peace groups. And we see troops of doves in a yearly Holy Street procession, and a Rachel Corrie Memorial Center for Children, and Rachel's vision of the sister city's been realized. Olympia and Rafah will forever be tied. All her holy family will keep it alive, and we will never see her legacy die. No matter how hard they try, they may have crushed her body and crushed her bones, but they'll never crush her spirit that lives on and on. On and on, and from dawn to dawn, a crescendoing, never-ending freedom song. And now every time I lock down or block town in the street, every time I write a media or theater piece, every time I build a puppet or deliver a speech, and every time my mind's on Palestine and all the shaheed, every time a freedom fighter dies for a cause, or we ride with rules inside and don't abide by their laws, every time we push our limits and make cultural ties, every time we use our privilege to assist the denied, every time we take a stand for another man's strife, we honor Rachel Corrie and continue her life. Yeah, we will never see her legacy die. Her life is documented in verses and prose. We read the details and her emails to her folks and her bros, and from her journal we can learn all of her thoughts and ideas. We can study testimony of her family and peers, like we hear she was a healer who worked in mental health, an only girl in greener who loved to teach herself. She was an artist, writer, painter, a creator of beauty. We know she was a leader who heeded her duty, yeah, a maker of peace who didn't cease till the end. She was a daughter, a sister, a lover, and a friend. She was a martyr, a true shahida. She had died for freedom, Origa, for she had come to Rafah to stop the tanks that were built, bought, and brought by her brothers, the Yanks. And though they're stronger than ever, they won't be forever. Extend your hand to Rachel's and we'll stand it together. Yeah, we'll never see her legacy die. And no, cause true solidarity is such a rarity, and she shared it with me with such clarity. Graffiti, writing in Rafah reads her glory. Rachel Corrie, an American citizen with Palestinian blood, an American citizen with Palestinian blood, an American citizen with Palestinian blood, an American citizen with Palestinian blood.